Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Josh from Harmony and Music Academy, and today I want to give you a drum lesson on how to create drum grooves using drum rudiments. Before I do that, make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to keep up to date. It allows us to carry on making this free drum, guitar and singing lesson content for you. A question that I often get asked by drum students is, how do I do something more with drum rudiments other than just moving on one thing? So generally, when you first start learning drum rudiments, such as the single stroke roll for instance, you'll learn it on one thing, just going right, left, right, left, right, left. That's just to train your hands and to take all the options away. When you're first starting out with a drum rudiment, all the extra stuff on a drum kit can be very off-putting, and obviously you can think that you want to hit more, but it's actually best to take all those options away, start off with one thing, get the hands moving and used to doing the pattern, and then move it on to other things. So here's how you move those rudiments on to other things. The best way I find to do it is to pick one cymbal and pick the snare first of all. So my go-to is always the hi-hat and the snare, but you could choose the ride and the snare. You could even choose a crash and a snare, depending on which rudiments you're using. So I'm going to go to the hi-hat with my right hand and the snare with my left hand. And I'm just going to pick a few rudiments now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a single stroke with my right hand. So, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'll pick a double stroke with my right hand. The next thing I'll do is I'll pick a flam, so that's hi-hat and snare down together, and the left hand lands slightly before the right hand for me. And then the final thing that I'm going to do is I will do a drag, so I'll let the ghost notes land on my snare, and then the right hand accent will land on the hi-hat, so it'll be like that. If I was to add those together slowly now, we get something along the lines of this: single, double, flam, drag. And then if I just repeat that process, and I just get used to that until I can play it solid without having to think about it. I even say until you can play it without having to look at anything on the drum kit. So. And then all you start doing is just adding little bits of kick drum in with it. So you could add the kick drum in on the first hit that you do. You could even add kick drum in between all of the hits and more of the kick drum as well. And you could carry that on, and then you could try a different one. So let's take a paradiddle rudiment and just play it on the hats and the snare. So we go paradiddle, paradiddle, and you could just play that through. So this is a separate thing to what I was just doing. This is just creating a new drum beat now from a paradiddle rudiment. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Just in itself there, you've got a drum beat from that. Add a little bit of kick drum in with it. Speed it up. And you could try moving your hands to different places. So let's try a different one now, a different beat. I'm going to move both of my drumsticks to the hi-hat. So instead of having them crossed now, one above the snare, one above the hi-hat, I'm going to move them both to the hi-hat, and I'll do some double strokes now. So I'll go double, 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 and I could maybe move one of my hands to the snare every now and then. Double. And then just play around with putting some kick drums in there. And carry that on, keep practicing it, and before you know it, you'll be making your own drum beats just from playing around with all those rudiments that you spent so much time doing with right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, flam, 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 flam. It's all worthwhile, and it can all be used within the drum kit. Enjoy practicing using that method. If you want some help on the drums, guitar, or with your singing, make sure you check out the Harmony Emp Music Academy guitar, drums and singing courses. You can find our website in the description below.